I'm getting on in years. My family's getting on in years. And on Sunday, in the wee hours of the morning, my aunt passed away. She'd been in hospice for 2 years. It was time. Almost 95 years old. But I don't want to turn this into a somber occasion. And what I've seen in these passing of people is that they become celebrations of life. And I want to celebrate their lives by telling you some stories of how they impacted me, my fondest memories of my aunts. Now, weirdly or oddly, 3 aunts passed away in just over 2 years, and kind of in reverse order. So the youngest aunt, she passed away on June 14, just 2 weeks away from her 79th birthday. 8 months to the day, on Valentine's Day in 2023, my other aunt passed away at almost 80 years old, almost 81. And then this one passed away recently. So 3 aunts, just over 2 years, gone. What are my fondest memories? The youngest aunt, Stella, lived in Bogota, Colombia. The 3 have one thing in common. They never had children. 2 of them did marry, but later on in their life, but they never had children. Stella lived in Bogota, but traveled to Miami often, and she loved to travel. The thing we have in common is that she was an educator, and she became the director of a private university in Bogota. That was pretty cool. Mm-hmm. She went to China, she went to Mexico, she traveled all to South America. But the 2 best memories I have is that in 2017, I got to go to the Toastmasters International Convention in Vancouver, British Columbia. If you've never been there, go. It is an incredible city. To tack on, I was able to take my parents and her and my wife and 300 fellow Toastmasters, hopped on a cruise ship and did the inside passage to Alaska. Mm-hmm. What a trip. Unbelievable. I've done the Caribbean many times, and the Caribbean always seems broader. If you go to that inside passage, on all kinds of wildlife. The second trip that I did with her, we did a vision board at one of our fellow Toastmasters' home in December of 2018. And I put on that vision board the tallest building in the world, the Burj Khalifa. And we ended up going, in October, we went to Dubai. So that came true. And she was able to go with us. Amazing. My second aunt that passed away, Elisa, she lived in Grand Junction, Colorado, a place that I visited often because she moved from Miami, retired there with her husband, who had chosen the place because of the weather. The local community had great hospitals, and there was university. She loved to study. She was a brainiac. She was a lab technologist at Jackson Memorial. Turns out that we had a trip. We went 10.5-hour car drive from Grand Junction, Colorado to Tempe, Arizona, so that I was able to watch the University of Miami Hurricanes play Ohio State in the NCAA national championship. Somehow I got tickets. It was a bittersweet end because we thought we won the game and the referee threw a flag at the end and they stole it from us and we didn't win. But she accompanied me on that trip. We went through Utah, saw Death Valley, and she reminded me this story. And I remind you so that when you go around the world doing good, you will be reminded by people. Just do good and forget about it. I didn't know that I had taken her resume and passed it to a fellow friend that was in the MBA school at University of Miami. He became the director of human resources for Jackson Memorial. And I got her a job at Jackson Memorial. And because of that, she was able to retire. She got a great retirement plan, and she retired. Colorado great memories of my aunt. My third aunt that just passed away, Maria Elena, lived with my parents for many years, almost 20 years. But about 2 years ago, she had a stroke, lost the use of her left leg. Unfortunately, we had to put her in hospice. Mom and dad are 88 and 90. They couldn't take care of her. They tried. She would fall. We had to call fire rescue. So she went to hospice basically to pass away. That's where you go, hospice. I didn't know all these things. Palliative care, all these words that I learned, funeral arrangements. Yeah. But my fondest memory of her is she was an amazing gardener. That lady didn't have a green thumb. She had a green hand, arm, leg, body, soul. Everything about her was green. She would walk the neighborhood with those little clippers, and she clipped little things from the front yards of people. She'd bring them home, and nothing was safe at home. It could be an old candle, any jar, anything was primed for being planted. And the house was full of these plants. She could propagate anything. Amazing. She didn't have children, but she had many plants as children. And there's a saying, and I'm going to botch the saying about tending a garden. It does something for the soul when you tend the garden. I'm sure you all know the quote. Those are my fondest memories. And I feel blessed to still have my parents alive at 88 and 90. I get to see them every Thursday and every Friday. It's pretty awesome, and as often as I can. So do visit your elderly family, because you don't know when it's going to happen. And do good without worrying. Just do good, and later it'll come back as a story. It's amazing. Where's my Toastmaster? Woo!